My big Italian schnoz is taking up half the camera FOV here. Hello, comrades. Welcome to another episode of Under Construction. I'm back. I know you can't believe it. You didn't expect it. You figured I was sort of gone forever, right? No, of course. Took a couple weeks off. Was away in Colorado. Had a great time. I invite you to check out the podcast that we made, the Half Podcast. The Terminus Podcast will resume as normal next week, and there's a crumb on my desk. Where did that come from? It was a big crumb. But of course, we're here to work on Tilbrand and hang out, and of course, not play Tetris, because this is how we get everything spooled up. Hello, Yankee. Hope everything's been copacetic while I've been out of town. Everything at the model railroad's been good. I understand that the meeting went reasonably well. I'll be meeting with a fellow that's been working on bylaws changes next week. Probably not anything that's going to impact the average sort of member. But, we'll see. He says he's found something and he needs to show me, so I really have no idea what I'm getting into, but of course, it's my job. So, it is my volunteer position, not my job. They don't pay me, but they also it wasn't really a volunteer position. I do it. It's voluntold at its finest. Anyway, hopefully this will go well today. We're already off to kind of a weird start. We didn't get more than 2. Let's see. Can I drop this into here? Ooh, that worked very well. Hello. I believe that's... I see the word production. I'm going to assume that's Ryan. It is Ryan. Hello, Ryan. This is not Tetris. This is... You know how... If you haven't been here for this before, you know how some YouTubers, like the important ones, they have the thing at the beginning of the stream that's like, hey, the stream will start soon, sit tight to, like, drum out, the people so that when they start the stream, they aren't starting with 0 people and people don't miss the, like, announcements or whatever they have to do at the very beginning of the stream. This is my version of that, because I don't actually want to miss any time to hang out with anybody. And I don't also know how to set up the, screen there. I know it's a thing I can do in OBS, because I got to sit at Mark's setup, and this is very, very complicated, and we were not entirely sure what to do to start that goofy stream where we all played Derail Valley and had to piss in a cup. Yeah, it's live, yeah, exactly. It's a live buffer. It's kind of not doing the thing that a buffer should do, because I'm still here for it and it's eating into my streaming time, but I don't know how to set up the other thing. Everything appears to be fine. I haven't been there, but I should be there for 4th of July weekend. Well, that's coming up reasonably soon. I know next weekend I'm actually going up to the railroad. I'm going up to the Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington for, not this coming weekend, but the weekend after. Oh, is that 4th of July weekend? I don't know. I need to check the date on that. No, it's the 29th. It's the 29th. I will be going up to the WMNF for the Civil War reenactment, I believe that is. Yeah, it's a Civil War reenactment. Should be a fun time. Maybe I'll run into some people up there. Well, I know I'll run into some people who will recognize me. I'll run into some people from the server. I'll run into Schooners and them. Oh, you're going too? Oh, awesome! Awesome, I'll see you there. Road to Togus. I haven't bought tickets yet on the train. I feel like I should. I feel like I should probably get the tickets for the like 1 o'clock train, because the 3 o'clock is the special one, and I don't fit in my Victorian period dress anymore because I'm fat. Because I gained weight since Gloria started living with me, because they are really good at cooking. What's up, Mopac? Let me congratulate you on stream for your engagement. This is the first time I've been, on stream recording anything, and you've been present, because I was away in Colorado, doing my own engagement thing, but, I'm so happy, because I sometimes there are a lot of people in the Discord, and I'd love to be friends with every single one of them, and I mean that most sincerely. Like, I I don't like parasocial thing. I don't consider this a parasocial thing because I want to have a legitimate conversation with everybody that hops into the chat here. This is my social hour, right? This isn't me doing YouTube for YouTube's sake. This is my social hour. And as a result, but my point is I lose track of everybody's lives. So it totally blindsided me. I had no idea that you were in the position to get engaged, and I'm so proud of you, dude. I'm so happy for you, and I will show up at your wedding whether you like it or not. Just kidding. Um, you can always extend me the joke invitation, like people used to invite the Queen to their wedding or whatever, or Bill Murray, and then Bill Murray would show up and like crash the party, or start serving tequila to everyone, go behind the bar, that sort of thing. I obviously would do none of that, so don't expect anything exciting. I'm on the 11 o'clock. Oops, sorry, I need to pay attention to this for a second. I'm on the 11 o'clock train and the 3 o'clock photographer special. I'm thinking child laborer for my outfit. Perfect. The children yearn for the minds. You need to lean right on into that. God, that's like, and this is a terrible thing to compare it to, but I can't escape this in my mind whenever people talk about dressing up for events, because it's just so burned in there. If anyone remembers this and is like, oh god, he's going to tell the story again, I apologize. No. If you Google Bisfitty, Bisfitty, Bisfitty the office party slave, you will probably still get, it's on Reddit somewhere, you will probably still get this story of a guy who was a a black guy in a predominantly white company in the South. And it was, typical, like, office spreadsheet minds sort of company. Engineering, I don't know, consulting of some description, I have no idea. But cubicle job, right? Soul-sucking cubicle job. And they decide to have a corporate office party in a, like, beautiful plantation house. Again, they're down south. Hello, Sherry Dunbar. They have a corporate office party in a beautiful plantation house, and they encourage period dress. So Bisfitty decides that if he's gonna go to this, which he feels sort of awkward about going to this because they're having a big corporate office party and they're not very diverse, or perhaps more diverse but not everyone leaned into it, company at a plantation house. He dressed up as a slave. Is the short version of the long story. Yeah, he dressed up as a slave. He showed up to his office party dressed up as a slave, and he recorded everyone's reaction. And there's a great thread of pictures of him and everyone's sort of response to him, and how this caused maybe a slight kerfuffle within the company because maybe that was not the most sort of like sensitive way to go, but like maybe that wasn't the right venue for that kind of party. Anyway, it's a great story. It's something that I come back to every once in a while. It pops into my head when people are talking about period dress. So yeah, so don't do that. But child laborer sounds very funny. And it's funny in the same vein, just without the racial tensions. Did he have a name tag that said, my name is Toby? Oh, God. No, he did not. I don't think he ever gave out his actual name. Which, Reddit, internet, anonymity, you're not supposed to give out your personal details on the internet, whatever. He was doing a good job at that. I think even in, like, the quotes from people, he dubbed over and put his Reddit name instead. And it's not like he was trying to be anonymous necessarily. He did share his face and everything, obviously, because he showed off his costume and everything. But, he didn't share his name. The internet's weird. I mean, I threw all convention to the wind. Oh, shoot. Speaking of period dress, I spent most of the trip looking for a good Panama hat in the downtime. Did you find one? I don't recall you picking up a new hat. we didn't go to Brass Armadillo. You might have had some luck there, but that's antiques specifically. I'm not sure if they have like antique clothing, period clothing. Um, it's funny when Weibold came up here last time. He the when we went to Boston for the turnaround cruise for the USS Constitution, his goal was to find a tricorn hat, and he did find the tricorn hat. He found it in like the most touristy gift shop in Faneuil Hall, but it was still a big win. It was great. Oh shoot! I'm losing it. I have 46,000. I'm losing it. 4,600 rather. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Get that over there. Okay, that's a line gone. Where is the line gone? Why is the line always gone? Okay, get over there. Put that there. Oh god, I forget that it's not going to freeze after every single one if I don't clear a line. There. Because that really gives me time to think. There. There. This is bad. No, I can't fit it over there. Oh, shoot. Okay, 5,100. I don't know if that's a high score, but it's pretty damn good. Oh, shoot. I wanted to get that over before. Okay. This is a square. We'll put it there. Spin it around, put it there. Nope, I wasn't thinking far enough ahead. I need to think like 2 moves ahead at least. No! 69 lines cleared, nice. Oh, wow, that I couldn't have done that better on purpose. When it gets bouncy, it's not good. Well, it is good because it means it's going to start clearing lines. We might have a full board clear. We almost definitely have a new high score. Almost definitely. And we'll definitely get the little rocket animation, right? That's the real victory. Oh my god, we almost cleared the entire board. Holy crap. Woo! Alright, I'm glad everyone's here for this. I'll read the next comments as soon as I have a second. Suspenders, wife beater, and a Stormy Cromer hat. Okay. I don't know anything about like what that's supposed to look like. I went to Slater Mill once a long time ago. That's my closest sort of place to draw inspiration from. Slater Mill, great by the way. I assume you as a Rhode Islander have probably gone like on a school trip or something. But everyone else, if you get into the state of Rhode Island at some point, if you're not telling me that you're in the state of Rhode Island, first of all, rude. Second of all, I will take you on the Grand Tour, which takes about 3 hours for the entire state. Oh God. No! Oh my God! Get over there. Oh, I thought I had... Oh, I have no idea how we survived this. Okay, this has got to be it. This is it. Oh my God. I swear, I'm not, like, hamming this up. I'm not hamming this up. This is not... Sadly, Tyler is not. What? Yeah, no, Tyler is not. We need to get him up here. You know, I mean, I'm going to get married next year sometime, and, you know, I'm going to invite, like, at least everyone with, like, horseman rank, and most of the hobos and stuff. I can't have everyone. I might have to pare that list down even from what I just said, because we haven't figured out the venue yet. But, I can almost guarantee you that I'm going to live stream the wedding. Which is an idea that I had on a whim, almost as a joke, and Gloria liked it, and my dad loved it. And so, yeah, we're going to set up a little webcam wherever we have the thing, and we're going to put it up here on this very YouTube channel, and you'll be able to watch me, like, cheesing at the altar, almost certainly. Hi, baby.
Are you talking about me and the wedding?
I'm talking about you and the wedding, and weddings in general, because Mopac got engaged, and he's in the chat, and I just, oh my God.
Hi, Mopac, congratulations.
Get over there. I can't believe I'm still going. This is completely insane.
Thank you, 2026 Productions, for agreeing that Ellis is not fat.
That's Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, thank you.
Oops, I just doxed Ryan. Okay. Just kidding. No. Oh, get in there. That's exactly what I wanted. This is going poorly. Actually, it's going really, really well. I lied. It's not going poorly at all. This is going absurdly well. It's actually eating into our actual time to, like, build the thing at this point. Come on, get over there. No! Made a triple header. Congratulations. We had a double header at the Durango and Silverton, and not at the Cumbres and Toltec, which is the opposite of what I expected. Hello, Kaiserin. Kaiser, and I'm sure you're looking forward to the upcoming season of Royales as much as anyone. I invite everyone here to hop in on that season of Royales. It's starting on Wednesday, which is a week from yesterday. Everything is going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern Time because nobody really complained about that, and I would have to reshuffle my week to put it on a different day. I would love to do it at a different time or a different date. I mean, I will remind everyone that I'm not the only person that can run a Royale. If you've got 5 people in the chat, you can just play it, just on like a random day. I know that's not necessarily the most common thing. I know that the crowds only tend to show up when I'm around. I get it. But if you're itching for Royales and you can never make a Wednesday, maybe just bug me about it and I'll see what I can do, because I really like hosting Royales and Loco games in general, and also buy trading cards. Everyone that's here is going to be here. It's not as fun without my commentary. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. What?
I was watching a TikTok live the other day.
Gloria was watching a TikTok live the other day.
And
Bro visited his friend.
And somebody was saying, "Oh, I love locomotives," so I said, "Buy locomotives."
Buy trading cards. You should have said buy trading cards and link to the website.
They don't let you link websites.
Oh.
I feel like it's a
yeah, I understand why you can't do that. Yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense to me. It's not fun without my commentary. I bet my commentary. The last regular episode of the season is engines Ellis hates, and oh man, I'm ready to tear into whatever you guys bring. Which you better clear that with me first, because if somebody shows up with an engine and I don't hate it, I'm gonna tell them to go get a different one. Oh god, I just looked over at Mopak's comment and everything fell apart. Blocks are flying left, right, and center. How are we still going? We have 136 lines. We're on level 13. This is going to be a huge high score that we're never going to beat in the future. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I think maybe I'm actually getting better at this game. I didn't think that was possible. No, it's not. I'm tearing down myself. It's what I do. God damn it.
Stop it! Stop tearing yourself down!
No, you know what's... Oh my god, I can't believe it. Okay, we get the little... Is that a different animation? That's a different rocket. Is that supposed to be the N1? Hi, baby. So we get different animations based on how we do? I've never seen this one before. You're going to what? Okay, poor thing. Have one of the little mini pizzas then. I don't know. I bought 4 of them. Okay. Okay, we did it. This is 0620. Well, we're not having sushi. I'm sorry. Oh my god. We did it. Alright, we're done. We're done with that. We're going to actually go work on the railroad now. Holy crap. Okay. So, it's been a couple weeks since we've been here on Tolbrand. Thanks to everyone for showing up. I'm exhausted now. We're done. Just kidding. So let me do what I need to do. Switch over to route layer before I screw something up. And we're going to probably continue. I guess we're going to continue, right? Connecting this area of scenery with this area of scenery. And having this as like a wide open space seems to be decent. I'm not unhappy with it. And I actually maybe want to put something like this in the back of here. I don't know why. There are no doors that lead to the back of here. So I don't know why this would be a different kind of grass, but I think I'm gonna put it here anyway and just sort of see how it looks. I'll fill in this area. I'm not drawing from anything in particular. Sadly, the things that I've been watching lately have not been things that are necessarily helpful to this kind of design. I've been watching a lot of Peter LL, which fantastic videos on layout design. Definitely lots of good stuff. There kind of says you could have a sort of backlot with a bunch of trailers or tankers on standby, not really a junkyard, but a storage yard. Yeah, that's sort of what I was going for with this, but this being like the junkier side of it makes a lot of sense. Also, this is leaning off this direction, which sort of indicates to me that I should at least have this right here. And then what? Because the thing is, junk. There's not a ton of junk. Oh, there's okay. We've got a Quonset hut. I know it's a hangar, but it can stand in as a Quonset hut instead. Model Trainz Chicago. I wonder if I wonder what M. Peter LL would have to say about that plane right there. This looks like something you'd see in Fallout. Like, this is where the raiders hide, and they shoot at you from in here. And then, like, you go up here, and there's a sleeping bag, and a thing of ammo, and a stim pack. I mean, I've been in this 2,500 times in Fallout 76. Yeah, no, I don't really want this kind of hut, because I don't want the prisoners are running the asylum kind of junkyard. Oh man, Cuck Lady Ariel. Never thought she went that way. Yeah, I don't want that kind of junkyard necessarily. I want some junk in a yard, uh, but I don't want a junkyard. Because this is like the backlot of the city hall, right? This is not supposed to be a gigantic mess. Uh, so, you know. I think what I'll probably do is fill this in here. The junkyard crane asset, check that out. I don't want a big crane back here. I was tempted, but I don't want to do a big crane back here. I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is, and then maybe I'll fill in some other crap. But not as that kind. Oh, this has doors on the other end. Let's turn it around. It's a cool asset, but I don't. It doesn't fit with what I'm going for. Actually, let's get a sidewalk spline, which, like that, pavement slabs, 7.2 meters. Can we put it here? Is it wide enough? Yeah, just about. Okay. Cool. Looks a little better. And then we're gonna extend this down the side. And I was tempted to sort of continue this into the backlot area, but I don't think the paved path works there. What is this? That is not stairs. That's incredibly low poly stairs. That is a ramp. This is the least ADA accessible ramp I've ever seen. Alright, and we'll put this over here. Everyone came here to watch me play, not Tetris, and now it's boring. Now we actually have to build the route. Okay, so there's that. I think I did something on this side. No, I didn't do this on this side, but I left little spaces in the grass so you could get in. Actually, we should have... No, you know what this has to be? Oh, wait, no, we have the parking lot across here. I was gonna say... They don't expect you to look at the back. Yeah. Well, I was thinking, all of a sudden, right? It's like, wait, shoot, we need a parking lot for this place. And we do, which is actually gonna be what this is then. And we'll have a little road that comes in around this way for the parking lot. In fact... Maybe we even ditch the... Well, no, I'll leave this the way it is. I was going to say, maybe we ditch the planters in this area. Oops, somebody sent me a message. Okay, so put that like that. And then... I probably just, it's the 50s. I probably want like a dirt road, or even just dirt, or not dirt, but gravel as a base here. And it's the state lot, right? It's not going to be pretty. We need parking. We're 50s inspired. We've got to be whole hog on the on the car centrism, right? Okay. So right up against the back of this building, and then here, and then we'll have grass around that, around the hangar slash Quonset hut slash maintenance building. Um, okay. And then even maybe some grass up along here. This is one of the areas that I really wanted to get done. Yeah, depending on your location, you could just leave it gravel, not paved at all. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. This is just like a slightly different gravel than what I have on the drive-in. Mostly because I don't love that gravel over a wide area. It's good for highlights and little like fitting things in here and there. I don't really like it when I have to do a whole lot with it, which is why I've been relegating it to small lots and pass-throughs. And like this is the biggest area that I have, but it's very, very bright. I'm not a huge fan. It's one of the earliest gravel textures that I sort of familiarized myself with, but there are probably places around here where I've used it quite extensively. But now that I sort of look at it and go, you know, whatever. I don't know about that. I'll try to use this darker gravel instead. I think it looks a lot better for larger areas. Um, put this here. Put this here. Suppose you could put two big oaks or similar trees on either side of the front entrance. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to get to street trees, and I'll do those trees at some point when I go through here and do a final scenery pass over the road. I might include some parallel parked cars. I wouldn't bet money on that, though. I might put cars back here, but I'm just not big on... I'm not big on that. It's weird because I actually kind of like having the world look a little bit static, like a really, really big model railroad. I don't like the idea that days and days might go by in this world and nothing will change, but it looks like things should change, which is why having industries that are based on sort of construction materials being delivered because something's under construction are kind of out for me. Like, there are a couple instances where I've gone around this. Like, the dam site is probably going to be one of them. And the other one is the Bristol cutoff here. Oh, that's not the Bristol cutoff. This is the Bristol cutoff. We have the bridge here. But even then, I've always been on the fence about this. Have I built a big municipal waterworks complex yet? No, I haven't. That's a good thing to include. That's important. I should find a spot for that. And it should be further upriver than the than the end here. God, we've got so much area here. That would probably end up being, up here somewhere, probably past where the farthest mills are. Or maybe even I would be getting water from, one of the other rivers and piping it in, because this river is going to be a lot of industrial runoff, I would imagine. I mean, we've got so many factories, so, yeah. But yeah, we'd want to be drawing water from up here. So let me draw a W on the ground with some sort of wet-looking thing. How about this? How about right there, we're going to have a waterworks. That's something to keep an eye on. That's something to remember. Kaiserin, thank you for reminding me what cities need. This is why I was playing SimCity and using it as a benchmark of like, okay, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need this. Like, some things you don't have to call out explicitly, right? Like, this, there may be a police station buried in this long line of buildings. There may be a fire station buried out here somewhere in something. We do have a couple of fire station specific buildings, which we probably will use at some point. Yeah, sewage treatment plant as well. Well, you'd hope they have a sewage treatment plant, right? But who's to say? how was I saying? We're probably gonna grab some um, fire station and police buildings and put them out here, but there's no guarantee that we use one, and I'm worried that we're going to run out of them fairly quickly because there are not that many. I could probably go dig some more up on the download station, maybe when we're done with the show here. But with the amount of run off the river, it might just be going in there. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this this is not the most polluted river on Tolbrand, but it's probably up there. It's not something I really want to think about too hard. Uh, but you know, it's part of the reality, right? It's part of our reality. Um, like no one's fishing in this river. If you are fishing in this river, you're throwing what you get back. Um, but if you think about it, all the industrial runoff from here, combined with the fact that this river is going to run out into farmland, and so you're going to have agricultural runoff, pesticides, fertilizers, that sort of thing. Like, they're definitely going to need some water treatment just before they drink it in the first place. Forget about after it comes out the other end of them. Uh, like it's the 50s, we're not living in barbarian times, right? We're not drinking poop water, but it's gonna be a river that is not very pleasant. In fact, one might even imagine that maybe some of the drinking water comes from this river. Maybe this is the drinking water for maybe this was the original source of drinking water because it just runs down from the mountains and there are no farms between there and here. So this is much cleaner water. Interesting that it's the one that's closer to the meat packing plant, but we won't worry about that. Um, so I'm really liking how this comes out. This is coming out. We're gonna need to do some things. Also, need thing to add: some of your more rural areas are privies. For example, my grandfather didn't get running water until 1965. They used a privy before they got it. Yeah, and I'm sure that did wonders to the runoff too. Yeah, I know. It's amazing to me how long it took certain areas to get amenities that we all tend to take for granted. Even things like telephone service, right? And that was a big push in the U.S. to get everyone telephone service. That's why you can get it. You know, even if you live out in the sticks, you can still get a landline or basic internet because that was pushed for. It was like we need every house connected. Within reason, but the within reason is still a really broad scope for what was legislated. And the there's one with a pointed roof too. That's cool. Um, but yeah, running water, or even if you go back a little bit further, electricity. Like these things had to be really, pushed for to get them extended to the entire country because, man, you would not believe, and by you I mean people who aren't Kaiserin, you would not believe how out in the grapes it gets. Um, and I say that as someone who just drove through, the middle of nowhere, Colorado. I did not touch the most remote areas of that state. I was not even close to the most remote areas of that state. And there were, it was pretty remote. But, no, it gets remote. Uh, it's incredible to me, the areas that people live in off the grid out in the middle of nowhere. Meridian, Mississippi, a town that was completely destroyed in 1865, had electricity by 1875, but the moment you left the town, it went back to 1765. Yeah, and that's something that I'm going to try to, it's something to look at, right? It's something to think about and try to emulate a little bit. Because this is supposed to be real-ish. Realistic. I mean, ignore the high aspect ratio yards for a minute, and bear with me. This is supposed to be a world where where things developed to where they did in the 50s-ish, without any real major caveats. It is American-ish, it's Americanized, The history is familiar, the cultures are familiar, the amenities are familiar, and to that end, we're going to have uh, these areas that are remote, these areas that are off the grid, that might not have electricity, that might not have necessarily easily accessible running water that isn't off of a pump. Um, these areas that might not have a phone, right? Um, and I can think about these even if you're not that far off the beaten path, right? If you are out here, like everywhere we build is going to be close to the railroad, so you can't be that far away. Like I'm not going to go and build out baseboards to over here in the middle of goddamn nowhere and try to figure out what living out there might be like. And I know a lot of people who have well water, who are living in not the city here on an island. It's amazing how quickly it gets rural, how quickly it is a house surrounded by trees where you can't see your neighbors, even for a small state with a relatively large population, one of the densest states in the U.S. Um, but it, it's it's a reality that we have to consider and we have to think about, and it's the kind of thing. Okay, yeah, maybe there's nothing I'm going to do that's really going to represent that, right? Maybe there's nothing I'm going to do that is going to make clear that there are some people that are living off the grid. Now, if you have something like the campsite, which is up here, this is relatively remote, but it's not outrageously remote. I mean, you can get on a dirt road, and within a few minutes, you are back on a paved road and back into town. Pat, shut up. Uh, we're not part of Massachusetts. I will. No. I will. I will do things to prevent that. I'll stake my life. But, like, you have this town here, and this town is small, not dense. Probably doesn't have any sort of central water. You'll notice there is no water tower here. The closest thing you've got is this lake over here. And so you would imagine that most of these people are on well water. I'll also point out that I never put up power lines in this town, but I did put up power lines to this town, so that was just me being lazy. The more remote places are places like Ashbury Ranch, where it is a couple of houses in the middle of nowhere. Yes, these places explicitly have electricity. Um, but even still, they don't, they're not in city water or anything. They're not in city gas or heat or anything. Like, this is your heating for the year. And even then, that's a little extravagant. You could just have wood stoves. You go up in Vermont, and it's all wood stoves. And we have these areas that are just farms. And there's not even, like, there was a team track here. That's it. But this place doesn't justify anything like that. Why would it be part of New York, Pat? Why? Of course we're not part of New York. We're not Yankees fans. We're not that half of Connecticut. I mean, we're not either half of Connecticut, but that's another thing. Fight to the death on that. We fought a war, we won. We had to like have the king arbitrate the decision. Wouldn't longer Connecticut just have Toledo? That's a lose-lose for everyone. Even Connecticut. Okay, we gotta fill this one in. I don't actually know what this should look like. I genuinely do not. This is the kind of thing where we probably need some sort of building, like an office, some sort of like depot for maintaining cement trucks, right? Of a yard office. Okay, I mean, I can put that over here next to the entrance. Cement yard. That's what it is. Not rail yard, cement yard. Of a yard office. Okay. And then, if this is a large company, they would have a bigger office, probably in town somewhere. Um, I'd like a mechanic building. What the heck? Machinist. Gas station. Old. Let's say garage. Let's try garage. See, I want a garage that doesn't look like a garage. A bus garage. Holy mackerel, that's enormous. Okay. I want to use that somewhere, but not here. Do you have a place for them to store the materials to make the concrete/cement? That's a good question. I would wonder what kind of... I mean, this is some sort of internal storage, right? This is storage. Oh, Kaiser, we found you. So there is that sort of thing. The other thing that crosses my mind is I could throw in a couple of spurs for storage in rail cars. That would be difficult to... Oh, this one's good. That would be difficult to sort of simulate the operations of, but not... You know, it wouldn't necessarily be what you're talking about. Alright, so we're going to have to straighten this out a little bit. We're going to have to, I would say, maybe scoot it back to here. Hey, this is a random thought. Does anyone consider the fact that James Cameron absolutely, like, murdered box office totals for decades with Titanic, and then he came back around and did it again with Avatar? Because Gloria said Avatar was on the other day, and I was like, oh, the blue people one? Which I still have not seen. Not that I'm feel like I'm missing very much. But just... I'm going to make sure that's on the ground. Just that. Just that. That is all. I couldn't remember who directed Avatar, and then I was like, wait, is it James Cameron? And then I had to look it up, and then I went, that's the Titanic guy, though. So unloading, you have an unloading bay here, an unloading bay here. That'd be a loading bay, I guess. And an unloading bay here. So you want this stuff in, yeah. You want this stuff in covered hoppers, right? I mean, I'll have to put in a multiple industry and whatever there, but yeah, so I've got 2 bays for unloading aggregate of different types. I think this would also be some sort of loading thing, I would imagine. Yeah, I mean, look at the way the conveyor is. Pat, you and I might be like the only 2 people on Earth that haven't seen Avatar. Again, I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Isn't it odd that George Miller directed Happy Feet and then destroyed with Mad Max Fury Road? That Fury, not Furry. Whatever. That's funny. That I had not considered. That's awesome. Happy Feet, man. I remember watching Happy Feet growing up. I think I saw that in the theater. Now we're talking about movies again. Why am I always talking about movies? They're a good unifier, right? You can talk about what you've seen, what you haven't seen. Hello, East. East is probably the second most excited person for the new season of Locomotive Royale. I may be the third. This is a cool... Dean, you saw Happy Feet for your birthday? That's amazing. Who is the first? Probably Kaiserin. East, I think it's got to be Kaiserin. Come on now. You know her as much as anybody else here does. I think you're probably the most prepared, but that's, you know, that's a given. You're too good at video games. I'm counting it as a video game. East is losing again, something he does not do often. I'm so excited to play Hearts of Iron tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. Speaking of which, I want to play Coup again. I want to play Coup. Oh shoot, that's the wrong grass. Should have done that the other day. We were always hanging out in we're hanging out on calls sometimes, and I say we're always hanging out. I'm never hanging out. I don't have a freaking time for that. Um, but like we've got tabletop simulator. When we're just hanging out, we should play some games, right? And games that aren't worth games that we don't hate. Um, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been playing some War Thunder. I've been enjoying myself, which I always do playing War Thunder. Really, I don't understand how people play it and then just be like, "Raw, this is the worst game ever." Raw. Um, like I like War Thunder. It's a fun game. Um, but I feel like that's the default with so many people. Um, and then those same people are just like, "Oh, it sucks. It's terrible, terrible, awful, not enjoy." It's a meme that I don't with the favorite game type of Minecraft. See, Minecraft is far and away my favorite game, and I think it'll always be that way. Even when I don't play it much, I feel like it's deserving, right? I feel like it's deserving to be my favorite game. Like I've probably put more hours into it than most other games, and it's something that, like I say, I feel like deserves it to the. Why can't I place this grass? There we go. Um, because it's like brought me and my friend. It's like awarded me a group of friends thanks to its very existence, right? Um, like the Iron Horseman wouldn't exist if it weren't for Minecraft. I know that's a weird statement to make for those who don't know the origins of the Iron Horseman, but the Iron Horseman. Oh, this is not gonna work. I just used that grass. What am I doing? Um, the Iron Horsemen were a spin-off of an existing Minecraft Skype group called the Warships Crew. Um, and some of you may remember that. We had Minecraft servers. We used to play a game called Warships, where we built ships, then fired TNT cannons at one another. It was basically the Super Pirate Battle Royale. Um, and oh, speaking of Minecraft, we still need to update the IP address for Coggers. Oh, is the IP address wrong now? I haven't tried to get on a little bit, but I was talking about playing with Gloria now that we're back in Rhode Island, because that's Coggers is our go-to multiplayer game aside from Fallout 76 right now, which is fun, but Fallout 76's made biggest issue is the fact that you do the quests independently and you don't really, you know, it's not that multiplayer. You're just in the same world as people, which is weird, but I get that. I understand that misstep uh, from a company that's never made multiplayer games before. It's weird to say, oh, Bethesda just they didn't know it was a blind spot for them. They're a huge game company. How did they not know? They never did this before. Well, I guess they made the Elder Scrolls Online though, right? But everyone sort of agreed that was bad. Then again, everyone sort of agreed that Fallout 76 was bad when it came out, and I don't really blame them. But I enjoyed it, and I still do. Anyway. Oh yeah, and you remember the LOL creative? That's another one. I miss that world. I have that world. I say I miss that. I just haven't opened it up in a really long time. That was the museum world, and MC Edit stopped working, and I stopped being able to put stuff into the museum world. Um, I don't know if there ever was a reasonably functional replacement program because the stuff that MC Edit was used for. Yeah, I don't get rid of anything. The only thing I don't have is the original Rails of War server and the Diamond City map. Um, Also, I don't have you friended on Discord. Oh, do you not? I Discord friending is so weird. Hold on, let me. I'm just gonna pin this for now, and I'll deal with that later. Um, yeah, spread some gravel around the car loading area. Yes, yes, absolutely. That's gonna come when I do highlights. Um, this area is going to be mostly this, and then I'll go do highlights later. I have had, for the longest time, a very bad habit of doing the highlights first and then trying to do the base coat after that, which is a huge headache and makes it take way more time. And it's also really annoying to watch. So I'm doing this first, and then I will do that. around here, around here, around here. And then we will figure out some other stuff, like where the grass is growing. But this area would probably be fairly well kept, with some corners that are unkept, like this. And like this is a pathway through, so I think I will zoop do that. Yeah, the OG Rails of War server is maybe the biggest. Nah, well, between that and Diamond City. Between that and Diamond City. Because Diamond City was a place where we built all sorts of beautiful houses, and I'm always going to be bummed that we don't have that. The original Rails of War world, I mean, it would be great to have, but at the same time, well, it was the fact that we lost it that was the real calamity in the moment, because it put the kibosh on doing Rails of War. Uh, but thinking emoji. Losing the Diamond City server lost a whole bunch of really cool builds. Like, there were some neat builds on the Rails of War server, the original Rails of War server, but there was nothing too crazy except for the railroad itself, and we wouldn't really be able to do anything with that in the modern era. And I wouldn't be saving it anyway. Like, even if I saved it, it would, like, we wouldn't be able to do anything with it. It'd be kind of fun to dig up. I know someone did. Was it Siebes that did a like a beta 1.7 server a while ago? I think I have that information pinned, and I was like, oh, that seems really neat, and then I never went on. Time. But like doing that for Rails of War would be kind of funny. If we can dig up an old version. Actually, I think I have the old version. I should have all those old things. I don't tend to keep mods. The Steam shovel in the triangle area is an advertisement, or Rusty cement mixer parking in the grassy area. Oh, that'd be a good idea. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll do something like that. Oh, in here. Oh no, here would be where you do it. You get a big sign, you get a thing, you put it right here. Yeah. Hold on. If I can find one without... There we go. Ooh, I have an idea. Let's see. Stone. Stone retaining wall. How small can I make this? Whoa. What the hell? Oh! Oh, it's a tunnel. Oh. I wish I had one with a little bit of a top to it, but not that much, because the retaining wall one is too large. I just want to put it up on a... Wait a minute, I have an idea. Nope, that's not how you spell it. Quay or dock wall, or key or dock wall, it would be. Okay, that's still much too large, but it's better. I didn't think it was that small, or that large rather. Hold on, if I shrink this down to a more reasonable size, and then I lower this down to here, 60.12. Okay. So things are being sent and then talked about a few minutes later. No, I just had to go back and recheck. Well, it may still be that way, but I did have to go back because I was distracted. So if I'm not talking about you right away, if I'm not talking about something right away, don't necessarily assume that it's broken. Maybe assume that I just didn't see it yet. I always appreciate a flurry of comments. Oh, you know what? This is so... I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that. That looks so much better than the thing on tracks. Oh, thank you, Pat. Thank you. Yeah, no, that was a great moment. Let's see. Hold on. Nope. Search filter, stone. Search filter, not search. I'm not Sean Connery. One ping only. Yeah, this looks better. Okay. We're gonna fix this in a second. I also am not a huge fan of plinthing stuff, but this is too good of an idea. And you know, it gives life to this route. Oh! Hold on. Jumping into first person mode. Not ever intentional. Maybe once. Okay. This to here. This to here. He had said something about Tom Clancy. Come on, right there. There we go. How does that look? Plinth shovel. If I had like a big sign, maybe I can get a sign. Not Ace Hardware. Amtrak sign, yes. Yeah, that's what I want. Animated railfan sign. Arby's. It was a Tom Clancy book that references Red October. Cool. I had no idea. Okay, there's an awful lot of signs here. That's not, hold on. No, I can't. I need one that I can edit, or a coincidentally really, really useful one. Oh, brown station sign. How about this? All our food keeps blowing up. We need a name for this. Actually, I'm going to name this after one of the towns, which is... Oh, shoot, it's gone. Which is incidentally named after something else. Something that some of you know and love well. No, not Mike Mulligan. Please fit on the sign. Damn it! There we go. Rest in peace, Randall. Best car Shelby ever had. Okay. Because we can say that they originated in Randall, in the town of Randall. It just springs to mind and it won't leave. Although Mulligan Cement is a good one. And it's a good reference, too. I might have to change it. Especially because it will... Yeah, I don't want to get it confusing, actually. I don't want it to get confusing. Hold on. Will it fit on the sign? Just barely. Imagine having a torpedo bomber, but that's really only good for torpedo bombing, but never being able to use it as one. Okay, I'm imagining. Now what? Okay. Let's do this up to here. Like, the arrangement of stuff in this plant doesn't make a ton of sense, but, yeah, well. Also, there's no way out of here with the way this is set up. So they'd have to back in. Less than ideal. Gravel. Gravel. This is one of these things that I'm really excited to getting done because it would mean another important step in the direction of getting these two places connected. I'm still not entirely sure. Strickland Propane is a good one, yes. Ooh, and actually a propane dealer is something that we don't have yet. We have all these, like, multi-part industries, but we don't have a ton of little team tracks and stuff. Recently, the affair with a flooded stone quarry in Alabama with a steam shovel on an island in the middle. That's great. There's a flooded quarry over here that my dad used to swim in. The story that I always love to tell is that we went to try and find it, and we never would have found it if it weren't for the giant sign saying no swimming in quarry. Um, honest to God. Okay. Oh, right. Well, we did put this here last time. We did put this here um, for the dropping off of oil, but not propane. Propane would be a different industry, a different place. And I might not want to put that here. I might want to put that somewhere else because this area is getting a little bit cluttered. I don't want to go crazy. Um, let's see. Where could we put a propane dealer? We have this area. We have this area. We have this area. It would have to be like way up here, which isn't necessarily out of the equation, especially if we wanted to put it over here on the other side of this road. The other thing we could do is sneak it in, say over here in this little corner area. That would be a fun one to peel off of this and tuck it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a P. Hey, Animus River. I've been there. P. So we could fit it there. I'm here on my phone. Internet provider is going to have words. Damn. Welcome, Orion. Good to see you. Okay. What's next? Well, we still need to finish this, huh? We need to figure out what corners of this are going to be the grassier ones. Because right now it's a big open space full of dirt. And honestly, that's not that bad or really even that unrealistic. A big open space full of dirt is not uncommon, especially in an area like this or in an industry like this, right? It's just they don't need to maintain this whole set of grounds, so honestly speaking, why would they? And we're going to have to get the corners with this and this. I need to also put gravel under the railroad unload. So over here. But that's something that, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We haven't done that area of texture yet. The railroad is acting as a nice little buffer. Let's put that under there. And then this is a loader of some description. So grab the gravel. Put it in there. Oh, that wasn't the right texture. Gravel. It's an ugly looking gravel, and honestly, that's not necessarily unintentional. It's just got to look a little different, and we're not going to use a lot of it, so it doesn't really matter how pretty it is. Sorry. Yeah, we've got that building, we've got this building. We're going to put some cement trucks. Let's see if we can get any ones that look right. No. No, these are all... Well, this... Yeah, okay, this one. This is the one that's driving around, I think. So we'll throw in a couple of these here. We're obviously not going to be shipping out concrete by train. That just seems like a bad idea. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little gap and then another one. It's technique. And you know what? I think I will even put one halfway into the building if I can... Nope, never mind. I'm not even going to... The building's gone. I'm not even going to pretend that I can fit one in there. I'm just going to call that good. I'm not going to fit it at the door. I'm not going to put it near the door so that you can't tell that I can't fit it in there. These are the advanced route building techniques that you all came here to see. Me not putting a truck near a door. Okay. I am finding myself, I'm recognizing that I am picking up the Indy Nidell cadence again. That's not something I'm doing on purpose. It just happens every time I rewatch The Great War. Or any of Indy Nidell's stuff. He has such a unique way of speaking. Or, well, Maybe it's not unique, but it's quite powerful. It's quite good. It sticks with me. Someday I'd like to shake that man's hand. Um, leave one parked. Leave one parked haphazardly, because that'll give you more of the flavor. Actually, you know what? Here's maybe not haphazardly, but I will do this. Turn one around. That guy's lazy. He didn't feel like pulling in like that. He didn't feel like backing in. That's the son of the company right there. Can't be fired. Or son of the owner of the company. Son of the company. Yeah, he's a concrete baby. His mother had a real problem pushing him around in his stroller. But man, by the end of it, man, she was buff. I'm into it. Okay. Let's put this here. That there. Like I said, we could throw in a couple of sidings to store cars. Despite my simmering anger at a little greedy company, how do you enjoy Colorado? He has another new channel too, yeah. I think I might bring my AFT #1 to the club on 4th of July. Hell yeah. America! Anyway. Colorado was incredible. I mean, I talked about it quite a bit in the podcast that we did while we were there, and I'm almost certainly going to talk about it again. But I cannot understate how much of a great time I had there. Even aside from the whole proposal thing, it was really fun. I mean, it was a horseman trip. We jammed in as much as we could, and we enjoyed the hell out of it the whole time. Oh, shoot. That's a downgrade? Hold on. That is a 0.94% grade down. There we go. Spirit stopped going to Denver? But Denver's all about horses, and Spirit is the stallion of Cimarron. We watched that movie while we were there. That was kind of fun. That's a bummer. We flew American out there, and then on the way back we flew Southwest, which I haven't flown Southwest in a long time. Doing the seating chaos was a lot of fun. Matt Damon, yeah. Doing the seating chaos was a lot of fun. I do enjoy that, like genuinely. Having to set the alarm to check in so that you get to board earlier and you get your seat. That's I never thought, getting a seat in a plane would, like, help my gambling addiction or, like, feed my gambling addiction, but there it is. Well, yeah, everything's better than the Spirit, Pat, but nothing is cheaper. That's the difference. That's the problem. But yeah, that was fun. We did even all get to sit together on the way. However, the second flight, we sat at the absolute back of the plane, which I swear to God, the seats back there are smaller. Because, man, we were crammed. I was crammed. I was not comfortable. Thank God it was a very short flight between Baltimore and Rhode Island and Providence, Warwick. Otherwise, that would have been a very unfun hour. That plane also had no APU. The APU was dead, and they had to jump start the plane. They had to get the start cart out there and start the one engine, then push back from the gate, then start the other engine with the first engine as power. And Gloria is like, I don't like this at all. And I'm like, wow, this is kind of neat. I mean, it sucked because we were cooking alive because the air conditioning wasn't working while we were, waiting for them to get the start cart out there. But yeah, I'm talking about the plane. But honestly, it was very entertaining. For me, as like the smallest aviation geek there is.
Oh no, I freaked out.
You didn't freak out. You were okay, but you did not enjoy it.
No, I was not comfortable. Also, I had to have seatbelt stickers.
You did need a seatbelt. Not on the way there, but on the way back, yeah. What?
No, on the way to Colorado, no.
No, you
But
didn't need one on the way to Colorado, that was cool, and then on the way back you did. But yeah, no, less than ideal. You want a poke bowl?
yeah,
You want a pokey bowl?
yeah.
Got to catch them all. I mean, what are you saying that to me for? uh, what the cart does is blows air into the engines to start it. Yeah, it's really neat. It really took me back to like a couple of weeks prior, or like a month prior, when I was on the USS Intrepid, and they showed us the A-12, the fastest plane ever, right? Faster than the Blackbird plane, and the thing that Elon Musk named his kid after, and they were like, and here is the cart that they used to start it. It's got like two V8 engines in it. I think it was two, or maybe it was four, like Chevy big blocks. Um, he's been laying in the sun in the other room. I don't know how he's still alive. The cat has just been parked in the sun.
So warm.
Yeah. The other end of the house is so hot, like cooking. Um, yeah. So yeah, and Pat, you're describing exactly what happened. It was a very interesting experience because I've never experienced anything like it. I was listening to like them spool up the engines and everything. Um, but yeah, they had the start card for the A-12, which was like, they get the engine up to like several thousand RPM and then they can finally start it because otherwise it won't. Because effing supersonic planes be like that, just be weird and wild. Um, are you gonna order a poke bowl?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
Um,
prices went down.
Matt says we are so back. Missed you, Matt. Wish you were there. There's a short. I mean, there's a long list of people that I wish had been there on the Colorado trip because it was
It is right now.
so much fun to
Missed you guys.
do all of that stuff. From doing the loop around the South Park, going to Como, going to Fair Play in South Park City, a place that we did not know existed, and
Getting denied
getting denied going to like the tourist thing because it closed. But honestly, I personally think we had a better time hanging out in the gift shop and
I did
petting the
too,
cat.
But I really could have gone to the store.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't go to the store. We hung out there for like 10 minutes too long.
Yeah.
I'm free this summer, but also in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, save your money for wedding trip next
Yeah.
year.
I went to the beach yesterday, got really burnt, and today my friend and I walked a good 2.5 miles to get ice cream. She kept me in good spirits, though. Awesome. I would walk a couple miles to get ice cream.
Mm.
I didn't eat enough ice cream on the Colorado trip. It was hot for a lot of it. Um,
Ice cream here.
I mean, we have ice cream here now because I took it from the Grange.
Well, you didn't take it. You offered to take it because if you're not, you're.
I mean, I did take it because I offered to take it. Because no one else was going to take it. Yeah, no, Matt, I need to hear about your little adventure too. Maybe not right this second, but I do want to hear about it. Yeah, hefty financial strain. I need to get to the beach. We did go over Kenosha, Mopac. We went over Kenosha. That was the end of that day, where we did Georgetown. Kaiser, I'm right there with you. Where we did Georgetown and then went over Kenosha on the way back. So we did, sorry, Georgetown, over I-70 through the Eisenhower Tunnel to Breckenridge. We were going to drive over Boreas Pass. Boreas Pass wasn't open for the season yet, so we went over Hoosier Pass, which is the next pass over, down into Fairplay, then drove past Como, went over Kenosha Pass, waved to the spot where 346 killed our engineer, and then drove back down into Denver there. Kaiser, I'm playing the most dangerous game. That's not the most dangerous. Like, I am also lactose intolerant. We had ice cream at the Grange last night, and what I said to everyone there was, I'm going to eat this, and my tummy's going to hurt, and then I'm going to go home and have mac and cheese, and my tummy's going to hurt. And that's exactly what happened, and my tummy hurts. But it's worth it because, man, I love cheese. I love cheese and ice cream and dairy so much. What?
Same.
uh, I don't like milk, actually. Milk can... I, I don't drink milk separately. I know you should. Good bones and calcium and all that. Doot doot. Thanks,
You
Mr.
drink
Skeldle.
lactose free.
I mean, yeah, but I don't drink it, is the thing. Like, we get lactose-free milk, but I do not drink the lactose-free milk. I have it in cereal, and I put it in things, but I don't drink milk. To be fair, who doesn't like cheese? I'm sure there are some weird people. No! No! Someone from the Model Railroad Club doesn't like cheese. John Brightmeyer, JB, he does not like cheese at all. He's weird. I don't get it. Every like December when we do the annual pizza party at the Providence Northern, he requests a pizza with no cheese on it at all. Which is normal if you want like a party pizza. Yes, I'm talking about it again, Matt. Calm down. Um, and but the friggin' like he wants a regular pizza from a regular pizza place, just with no cheese on it. It's weird. I can't. I don't. It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's worse than any other. Like, it's worse than party pizza. It's worse than Rhode Island red pizza. Um, lactose. Oh yeah, no, Kaiser, you are playing the most dangerous game. I forgot about that.
Who?
Kaiser in Der Kaiser in over there. Lactose intolerant and his IBS.
Oh.
Suffer City. I think I'm actually going to use this as the ballast for here. I don't know if they can see you either. Nice. They can probably hear you.
Thank you, Pat.
I'm bringing all my dairy cars to the PIA next time I go, just for that. I wouldn't bug him about him if you see it, but he just doesn't like cheese. I wouldn't bug him about him if you see him. He doesn't like cheese and he hates steam. So really, I don't know where he gets off. Anyway, thank you, baby. Let's see. You can. Oh yeah, they can't see you. Pat says congratulations.
I saw.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't say anything.
I did. I said thank you, Pat.
Oh, did you? I wasn't listening.
You gotta put your listening ears on.
No. I mean, what? Cheese town or bust.
Mr. World. What?
What are you knocking over?
I was just sitting on the table, goddammit.
I was just sitting on the table. Maybe don't sit on the table.
There's so much shit on the table.
Okay. Do you need to add to that with yourself?
Wow. Are you saying I'm shit?
No, I'm saying you were on the table, goddammit.
Y'all heard it here. Ellis calling his fiance shit.
Sorry, I mean, you said it, not me. Also, importantly, Gloria is my ex-girlfriend now, because they are no longer my girlfriend.
Donald Sutherland died.
I think I heard that. Who is that? Yeah, but like, who is that?
He's a comedian.
Okay, thanks.
He was in MASH, the Hunger Games.
Oh, he was in MASH? Oh, man. My dad and my stepmom are going to be so upset about that.
He was in Space Cowboys.
Oh, he was in Space... Oh, man, I was just talking about that movie.
Animal House.
He's in Animal House. That's funny.
The Leisure Seeker.
Space Cowboys is an interesting movie. It's something that I don't know if I'm ever going to watch it again, but it's an interesting movie.
Ad Astra.
But I have seen him in stuff, so that's, you know.
He's also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, too, so we've probably seen him.
Yeah, but, like, most of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer I've seen was sitting with you and my aunt at the beach house. I don't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like, as a regular thing.
He was in The Eagle.
I have no idea what The Eagle is.
Without Limits, The Railway Station.
Cheese Town or Bust. Please don't go making that joke and know about 10 people on the Horseman who will have aneurysms for a few seconds after realization hits. Matt, I missed what you're talking about.
They're talking about the Donald Sutherland thing.
Something about Cheese Town.
Oh.
I have no idea. I assume something about Cheese Town.
I was talking about Biscuit World.
Biscuit World!
Biscuit World! I'm gonna go Biscuit World!
Okay. Biscuit World, oh my god. The thing that kept us awake through the end of the... Oh, the ex-girlfriend thing. Yeah, no, listen, no, I know. That's why I clarified it. No,
I am fiance.
yes, you are my fiance, you are my ex-girlfriend. You were my girlfriend. I want to go back to BW. I don't know what that is. Is there a little, like, tiny bush here? Is this part of the... Is this part of the building? Why would you add this? It is! Why would you add this? There's another one. Why are there bushes? Who decided that was necessary? If I want bushes there, I'm going to put them there myself. Decided what was... Oh. Stop. You're giving me nice you're giving me and me alone nice commentary because you're over there.
Well, I tried to be in the image.
Okay, you can try harder than sitting on the table. I'm giving you solutions to your problems and you're just not having it. For the record, I got the ex-girlfriend thing from Michael Jones. As an AKA Rage Quit Jones from formerly from Achievement Hunter, rest in peace, First Your Teeth. Yeah, and Grab's dad reminded me of it, but I've been wanting to do that for a while. I was like, oh shoot, that's really funny. Alright, we've got this going on here. I dread the day where both IBS and lactose intolerance hit at once. Care a spare of underwear. I mean, it never hurts to be prepared. Pat says you can sit on the table if you want to, but honestly, Pat, they sat on the table and knocked a bunch of stuff off the table. I'm not saying it as like a gatekeepy thing. I'm saying it's a bad idea. Okay. I'm actually pretty happy with this area. The only thing that I really think the only thing that I'm really missing in this town is any form of terrain change. And I don't know how to force that at this point, because, like, you do get a little bit. I mean, the rivers down here in this valley. Hi, Bankman.
You want to know a random fact about cows?
The rivers down here in this valley, but I just don't. Kaiserins once broke a desk in school by sitting on it. That's awesome. What is the random fact about cows, baby?
Farmers puncture holes into the backs of cows to prevent them from filling up with gas. They put like a spigot in their back.
Oh, okay.
To prevent the cows from filling with gas, because cows have 3 stomachs.
They had 4.
3 or 4.
Whatever. They got a lot of stomachs, is your
They do
point.
have a lot of stomachs.
So they fill up with gas.
So they fill up with gas easily. So the farmer will stick a thing in their back and then put a hose in there, and it will just release the methane gas from their body.
I mean, damn mood. I too fill up with gas. Like, goddamn. Anyway. And I'm gonna put all these garages here, and then we're gonna do the lawns on this side. Cows, why not sheep? Cows can explode due to methane in their digestive tract. So there's Kaiserin backing you up. That's kind of crazy. I was crazy once. Anyway. Okay. I'm just gonna do garages, man. I'm just gonna throw down some garages.
Happy West Virginia Day. Somebody posted up with
Oh, nice. Oh, shoot. It's how many days until? Is it 4 days?
4 days.
4 days. Okay. Matt, it's 4 days since a year since the... Or 4 days until a year since the thing happened. Since they did the thing. Remember the day called They Did the Thing? We did name all of the days on the Colorado trip. Oh, I was going to say that, like, Matt in particular... But, I mean, everyone, but Matt in particular. Matt was on my short list of people that I really wish had made it for the Colorado trip. Because it was a whale of a time. and man, did we hit all the highlights in a very short period. It was really something. Don't make my steak explode. All our food keeps blowing up. We're back to Arby's again. We named the car Bessie, the Subaru that we had on the Colorado trip, because there were a lot of cows out there, and she was white and brown from going down all those dirt roads. Next time, Colorado 2. Yeah. Next year is Rhode Island, because, you know, Gloria and I getting married and everything like that. And then after that, we'll have to have another trip vote. Colorados! Yes! Thank you. That's a great name. We're going to keep that. It's a shame we never used the original name for the Colorado trip, which was going to be the Cat's Meow, the CNTS Meow. Because I really liked that a lot. But, you know, it lost out to the Silverton because it's the Silverton. I mean, come on. Cholera Mark II. No! Stop.
What if I get Converse heels?
What if you get Converse heels? You're going to... Okay, that's not very tall.
Well, those.
Which ones? Oh, God. You're going to break your ankles.
No, I already
Please help me convince Gloria to get something where they will not break their ankles walking down the aisle.
I'm not getting heels.
I don't need you to be carted off from our wedding in a...
I'm going to get regular Converses customized that say Mrs. on them.
Okay.
I'm going to get the ones that I originally showed you. But I was just busting your balls like, haha.
Heh.
Like, what if I just decided to break my fucking leg on our wedding day?
The Silver Tune. That's pretty good. Too fast. Too steep, too silverious. It would make the wedding unforgettable, says Matt. Yeah, no, let's not make it unforgettable that way. We don't need any injuries. We do not, for the record, any injuries sustained at the wedding will go on the injury board here. So don't get injured. 2 silver, 2 ton. Thank you. Kaiserin says you would look good in a hoop skirt.
In a hoop skirt.
Kaiserin, I think you just want to see more people in hoop skirts, and I don't really blame you for that. They're pretty cool.
Kaiserin, the thing is I don't want to feel like I'm swimming in a dress, and I know I'm already going to feel like that.
The official wedding picture is Gloria eating, trying to avoid some Lionel track. Dean is batting 1,000 today. That's like the third really funny thing I've seen from Dean today. I'm gonna have to update my little Stalin notes picture. Dear diary, Dean was funny today. I'm gonna make it a point to get me and Matt injured at the wedding now. It says Pat. Pat, I mean, if you show up, just don't get injured. We should do like the official invitations, because it's gonna, like, if we have it where we want to have it, it's gonna be a place that's, you know, that you could, you know, maybe sort of linger around outside the meeting house building. So if we just like, okay, here's the official invites for everyone that's sitting inside and getting a thing, and here's the time and date for the wedding crashers. Officially sanctioned wedding crashers. I've been thinking about what would be good as like little party favors or whatever, and I want to know how.
An idea.
What?
I was gonna say we could get like little jars, like the one we have the seashells in, and we could do like something that incorporates me and something that incorporates you, and we just put like a little thank you in there.
I mean, we do like mason jars. I am for mason jars in general.
Well, like little jars with like the cork tops. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I was thinking like we could find like maybe like little train things, like little. Train.
I thought you said no trains.
This was my idea from the start.
Okay, I'm just
Listen
saying you yelled at me in the restaurant and said no trains at the wedding.
Listen to my idea.
I'm listening.
And we could get like, I don't know, like little train trinkets, and we could put that in the bottle, and we could find something for me and put that in the bottle, and that'd be our thank you.
Okay. Matt says he's going to be a wedding attendee and crasher. Matt's going to come twice. Matt's going to come with himself and a cardboard cutout of himself. I miss my cardboard cutout of Darth Vader.
You had a cardboard cutout, right?
I did. If you look back in some old videos, you can see it in the background.
Since I had those wall ones that was like Spider-Man.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
He had the,
No trains at the wedding, divorce, says Kevin.
Is that your one limitation?
No, my one limitation is that. Never mind, I'm not gonna say that out loud.
What?
Never mind, I'll tell you later.
You gotta show up for class now.
No, I don't think that's appropriate. So no head? Matt shows up in 2 separate cars. Matt shows up like, shoot. Who is it? Jean-Claude Van Damme riding 2 trucks. The most epic of splits. Tape a picture of Mac's face in the cutout of Spock, yeah. Bring the Jeep and the moped and drive both at once.
Matt's gonna wear the sunglasses like he did to Mason.
Yes, Matt, you have to wear the upside down sunglasses so you look like effing Mothman. But anyway, listen, if your vehicle is not necessarily explicitly reliable enough to come to the wedding, please do not try to drive your vehicle to the wedding. I'm putting this out there for some people who might try to do that. Not naming names. But they both have Jeep Cherokees. Anyway.
Try me.
Dean, I wasn't talking about you. I was going to address you separately. Rule 55. You can't... Actually, GMC envoys are not going to be allowed on the premises.
Damn right. Just discriminate against you.
It's like that one law in Massachusetts that was passed specifically to dunk on the one town that was not conforming to the MBTA regulations. How about I do anyway? Dean, like, driving over the wall. It says Iron Horseman on the side. You say, no, I'm with the band. Starting without opening the hood. Yeah, but here's the thing. Mine did start every time, so... Sometimes it's a little quirky. The Volvo wagons do get a little quirky at night. And West Virginia. For the record, I still have to do that, or I would if I got my car back from Tony. I love Tony to death, but it's amazing that when I have a car problem, he always answers the phone immediately, but when I want my car back, it takes several calls over multiple days.
Why are you doing that?
Why am I doing what?
That.
Making lawns for these individual row houses. So each of these is a unit, and they each get a separated little strip of lawn.
That wouldn't actually happen in a town like that, just saying.
What do you mean?
I've lived in houses like that before, and they don't have it like that. They have open yards. You just gonna prove me wrong?
I am taking this off of... Well, see, the thing is, they're too long. Like, they're unrealistically long, but they're based off of the row houses like the one TBA has. It's exactly this, where you have the row houses lined up front, and they have these little yards that connect them to their garage at the back. So this is exactly the prototype that I'm going off of. There are examples where you have row houses with open yards, but that isn't what my inspiration is here. So, sounds like a con man. The guitar riff from Like a Rock. Hey Google, how do I unhear something? No, you know the guitar riff that you're gonna hear. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Divorce.
Horse divorce.
Horse divorce.
But no, in seriousness, yeah, that is the prototype that I'm going off of. There are row houses and sort of apartment block. I think what you're thinking of is something closer to what Brittany has, right? No?
No.
No? Okay. Never mind then. Where were you in a row house like this? Because I want to look at the prototype now.
I mean, it wasn't like that, but I mean, when I lived in Lincoln, there were some houses like that had the open concept. Like I grew up with kids who had houses like that.
Okay, hold on. Let's go on a field trip.
I'm just gonna dox my entire neighborhood.
No, I wanna look at this. Actually, I'll just use the Chicago tab because I'll come back to Chicago later. Whee! Hey, look, I can see my house from here. Lincoln. So whereabouts? 'Cause there's Fair Lawn. There's where do we usually come up from? This is Mineral Spring Avenue. This is Cobble Hill Road. This is Twin River Road. No, that's not it. This is Breakneck Hill. So if you come down here, it turns into Great Road. Where do I go from here?
I'm gonna go up.
So go north, like into here?
Sorry, go east.
East, so this way. So here's... That's
Graham
Graham.
Where
Docks and
is
Graham Graham.
Great Road.
This is Great Road.
Grant Ave.
What'd you say?
Grant Ave.
Grant Ave? There's Grove Street. That
Grove
was
Street,
home until I messed everything
Grant
up.
Ave.
There's Crest, Nottingham.
No, Grove is more.
This is Grove.
No, sorry. Grant is more east.
East? Okay, so we go this way. Oh, Grant Ave here. Okay, yeah, these are... Okay. These are,
Yeah,
I guess, what you'd call duplexes.
yeah. This is the street I grew up on.
Well, that's cute.
Sometimes
Okay.
I lived on the very house on the end of the street.
So this one?
No, at the other end
Oh,
of
the
the
other
street.
end of the street.
Right there, second floor apartment.
Left or right? Well, this was
Left.
2 units, I assume, right?
Yes.
So, okay,
Well,
yeah.
four units because
Oh, was downstairs and upstairs
Yeah.
separate? Oh, interesting. That's a lot of people crammed into one. It's a density that we can't build anymore. Rah, rah, rah. No, so you have these open yards, which is interesting. And the kicker is, right, you guys have driveways.
Mhm.
So you come in the front and pull in the front. The difference between this and the row houses is the driveways are in the back. And this lawn is the thing that connects you, or this little strip. Which, again, they wouldn't be this long. They would be maybe half this long. And that's why I set up these blocks and these blocks. So maybe I can do them a little bit more realistically.
try
'Cause
making granite out on that.
The thing is,
that'd be a challenge.
doing this with some duplex housing with open lawns, with either little rows of trees or maybe hedges, low hedges, or even nothing in between them, or like a chain link fence like this. This was 2021, yeah.
That's crazy.
This is relatively easy, and this is nice. Like, this is something I could throw in the corner of someplace and not really worry about it too much. Hey, that's the church that caught on fire.
Mm-hmm. I told you this.
Yeah, I just I wasn't looking at it.
Yeah, it looks a lot nicer than when I lived there.
It's just it's interesting to find a corner for this, right? Because if you look at this. This is really tucked away here. You probably had these 2 main roads. If you went on historical aerials, I would wonder how long Grant Ave and Grant Court were even there.
What's crazy
What?
is that my mom, my grandma, and my grandfather met on that street.
Oh yeah.
They met on that street, and then they raised my parents on that street. My aunts and my uncles and my mom on that street.
That's a lot of family history in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh hey, I wonder if you can guess what this line was.
Valley Railroad?
This line in the trees. That must have been. Let's see. Where is? Okay, so this is railroad property. That line in the tree is an interesting one. Oh yeah, so that was. Okay, that was Mashasik, actually, because this is the wide of the Mashasik Railroad. Comes up here. I've walked down out into here more than once. Comes by here. There's the Lorraine Diner. There's that railroad crossing. Cross Whedon Street, and I think their last customer was here. Yeah, this was their last customer. Now the line is totally inactive except for use for turning stuff as a Y. Went this way, probably squeezed through here. Came through here. Oh, no, sorry. It must have come to the right of this building, followed Conduit Street, went through this mill complex right there, come out this way, squeeze between these buildings, and then went out either this way and then took a left onto this alignment, came up to here, and then went to here, and then went to here.
There's tracks over by Andrew Holt.
And then up to here. Oh, and here's more tracks. This is the old Providence in Worcester, or this is the Providence in Worcester. It's sort of a question of, hold on, let's just run to the open railway map and see what they have to say. Okay, so this only goes up as far as here. And then that sort of dotted line through the trees isn't shown as anything. Now the thing is, if this is the old bleachery, then it really didn't go past here. Because that was the northern end of the Mashastic, and the Mashastic was really short. Like, really, really short. So if it didn't come up this way, you know, that is just a former alignment of a road that went through the woods here. It looks like railroad grade to me, but you never know. The other thing is, what this might be is, it could be trolley, or it could be the route of the railroad that would have come down into here. But I think that's, yeah. No, this might be the route of the Grand Trunk that never made it down into Providence. And so they had it graded, but that's it. And it would have come up this way, and then up this way, and then it would have run... Where's that thing we always drive by when we go to Brittany's? That's... Oh, it's way up here. Okay, yeah, so that's tons of time to get over to it. There's another embankment over here somewhere. Let's see, you take a right up here, you go this way, you go... Take a left on Cassaz Shays Avenue, I think? Or do you go up further? No, because you come this way. Okay, so it's like right over here somewhere. There's a school and there's an embankment of some kind. Or there's a mural. Right, there's the school. Is the mural down this way or up this way? We're going to look for a mural, guys. Here it is. This would have been railroad. And so you've got, oh, this was before it was fully painted. You've got a train, which is really freaky looking, honestly, and a half-painted Titanic. See more dates. No, okay, if I went back here, I swear to God I saw another one over here. No? I thought I saw a different one. Oh, okay, that's much older. That's before they painted it at all. So, now this looks a lot better. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this thing. Looking at the water workings in that area, most likely was a bleach works, yeah. Bleach works tend to need a lot of water. Yeah, you're damn right. So that was... So, correction then. Oop. This is probably the north end of the Mashastic right here, because it tucks right into this building. And then that was quite possibly the Grand Trunk. Possibly. Alright, back to work. Oops. Back to work. Providence and Wavadis. Family's been living in Butler, Alabama since my great-great-grandfather died in the Civil War in 1862. Alright. Yeah, the New England Southern, or whatever it was called, is the right answer. It's something like that. Back to work on this. That's your daily dose of Providence Railroad history. Yankee, were you here for that? Did you just see that? There's a great book, Railroads of Rhode Island, that if you haven't read, if somebody hasn't read, I recommend it. It's a relatively short read. It's fairly well written, and it covers a lot of really interesting stuff about this little state's railroad history. Yeah, it's fine if you eat in here. I mean, unless you're gonna like chew loudly. Um, well, Yankee, I'm glad you got some of that. If you wanna, Yankee in particular, because he lives near me. I do have a couple of railroad related books that I really recommend. Railroads of Rhode Island is one that's pretty darn good. It's not like up there in my top books of all time, but it's very good for Railroads of Rhode Island stuff. On the flip, there's the Boston book, which is the railroad that came out at night, which is an incredible read. I love it to death. Even I had Gloria read it, and they didn't hate it, so that's good.
Slow burn.
It was a slow burn. It is, in fact, there's a lot of literal burning in there. Yeah, the first few chapters aren't very exciting, but there are some diamonds in the rough there. The one of him, the two chapters of the narrator serving as a crossing tender on the Boston and Maine Railroad in the 70s are some great pieces of railroading literature, even if it's not strictly railroading. There's also a great little chapter called Alan Pegler's Green Machine, which is about exactly what you think it's going to be about. It's Flying Scotsman was offloaded in Boston, which is something I didn't know. And it was a whole cluster. And then there is the eponymous railroad that came out at night, which is the Union Freight Railroad of Boston. Fascinating company. Fascinating corporate history. Very interesting, especially with the more recent talk of sort of another crack at a north-south rail link. Something that hasn't been seriously considered, outside from during the Big Dig, very briefly, since before the First World War. The idea to get the north-south rail link done was put on hold during the First World War. The book is called The Railroad That Came Out at Night. And I don't know where you can find a copy of it. Probably just Google it. I doubt it's in print, but it doesn't strike me as one of those things that's so horrifically sought after that it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars. If you want to borrow it from me to just read through it, I would be more than happy to lend it to you, as long as you promise to get it back to me in good order. Although it is a little beat up as is. I definitely have it kicking around in here somewhere. But that's my book recommendations for today. The Railroad That Came Out at Night, Railroads of Rhode Island, and the railroad adjacent, Not Without Peril, a story of people dying on Mount Washington. For the record, next time I get to record with Mark and Weibold and Leighton, which would be the first time I get to record with Leighton, because goddamn, man was just not there last time. I'm almost certainly doing a story from the Railroad That Came Out at Night and a story from Not Without Peril. So we're going to be talking about Mount Washington, and we're going to be talking about Boston. So it's going to be fun. All right, there's my perfectly regimented lawns. Orion says if you want a book on some interurban lines, look up the Lima Route by Scott D. Trostel. Now, I need to get more into reading railroad lore. Instead of reading smut, as Gloria points out, yes. Because Gloria is not done with the smutty book that I'm going to read next. But in seriousness, I need to read more railroad books because I want to learn more. Lore. Also, I gotta take my watch off because it's starting to bug me. All right, so we got another thing of houses here. I'm just so not mentally prepared to do more housing stuff. To the point where I'm not even entirely sure what to put on this side of the road over here and over here. Now this I would actually be tempted to... Hello, Mew. I would be tempted to... So part of me says... do just like single-family houses. Part of me says do single-family houses and add a little boulevard over here, which would be kind of fun, actually. No, not waterworks time. I need to work on this. I need to work on on suburbia and housing and stuff like that, because there's so much that needs to be done. This...
You know what you could do?
What?
In that little, like, that little empty area, like in the middle.
Yes?
Big one.
Where?
The
Oh, this?
skinny one.
The skinny one. You said the big one, and then you said the skinny one. What are you talking about?
To the right of that one.
This one.
No.
This one. This one?
That one, yes.
Yeah, go on.
You can make the neighborhood like that, or you can use the bigger one to the left of it.
I was going to, because I narrowed these blocks to try and get row houses that look less goofy. These 2 blocks, and then these 3 blocks. Because what I did was I took this space, and instead of cutting it in half with 1 road, I cut it in thirds with 2. So these blocks are less wide than these. Now ignore the dirt road up the middle. So I'm going to try that. Yeah, a row house. Part of me wants to put in a little boulevard. But the thing is... Okay. Yes. Sagma Boulevard. That's in a different town. The thing is, I don't really know how to integrate it with this at either end.
What? Like little...
With the intersections, it's just going to be difficult to do. Like, it's physically going to be difficult to big. Perhaps you could put a school complex in that big one in the middle. School is going to go right here. And I'm going to pack in stuff behind it. Although, I could move the school to this side of this road, but I wanted to keep it on this relatively main road and across from the pond. So, I mean, I could put it over here. But, no, I think... I want to do, like, a parkway. I'm going to try to do a parkway. I'm going to see how it works out for me. I just don't know about getting it to fit in this area here. Honestly, it could just turn out a little awkward, and maybe that's okay. Because if I jump into Surveyor 2, and I pull this back like this to about there, add vertex, right? Hold on. Insert spline point here. I'm thinking about CAD. Who would have thunk I have to, like, do my work? Add vertex, and then actually I want to dropper this. Thank you. Yeah, I want a parkway, like Pleasant Valley Parkway, or like, there was a random road that we went through in Colorado Springs that was like this. Replace spline with selected asset. Oh, cool. 50-50 shot, it worked out. And then, yeah, so I'm going to pull this back to here. And then I'm going to add another road on this side. I'm going to pretty much duplicate this road. Except what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these instead. Is your food spicy, babe? Okay, hold on. Which way should I do this from? Which way will it be the easiest? This way? Yes. Okay, cool. We're gonna have to add some spline points to this, but it'll be fine. Yeah, having this boulevard will look nice. Having this, it's not really a boulevard, it's more of a parkway. Why do you drive on the parkway and park in the driveway? Well, you see, etymology. This is going to go here, and then it's going to... And it's doing a little bit of invalidating some of the intersections I've already done, but I think having this as sort of, as M. Peter LL would say, intrigue, right? It's something a little bit different. And I think that's going to help us out a little bit in the department of making this route a little cooler. Replace with selected asset. No! I'm going to have to redraw them. Let's go from this end then. There to there. Yeah, so we're going to have to redo these intersections, but that's okay. We'll figure that out as we go. The macadam roads are pretty easy to work with. Oh, good luck, Kaiser. Good luck, Kaiser. Got your gut fighting you. Go fight some demons. Straighten spline. And from here to here. What would be? Straighten spline.
No video popped up on my brain page.
Okay. And then this. Is there something for me to connect to over here? Yes, there is. Okay, straighten spline. It's a lot of work for something kind of goofy, but whatever. This was one of the this surely would have been one of these things where it's like, yes, we were going to extend the boulevard past the train station and across the bridge and into the next town, and it's like we didn't do that because it would have been too expensive. Again, not a boulevard, parkway, but whatever. It doesn't. I don't know if there is really a functional difference between the two. I guess a parkway you can get away with being lower volume, like one lane in each direction sort of thing, because there are some parkways around here that are like that. Blackstone Valley Parkway and Pleasant Valley Parkway are the two that come to mind. Let's just delete this and then extend. So this is going to be the problem because this isn't. This has the dirt edges and nothing else does. Also, aren't parkways traditionally car-only highways? In some cases, yes. Like you're thinking of like the major highway parkways, right? You're thinking of like the shoot. What's the name of the one in Connecticut that is just supremely annoying and terrible? You're thinking of the Taconic Parkway comes to mind. That's not the one you're thinking of, but yeah, Route 15 in Connecticut, whatever it is. They are in some cases these older highways. Merritt Parkway, thank you. Not all the time, but that is another sort of, parkways are old, right? Parkways are something that the concept is something that came and went in the, yeah, you both got it right. Something that came and went in the relatively early days of car infrastructure design, right? No one builds parkways anymore because they're not efficient, because they're not designed to be efficient. Parkways are, oh god, this sucks. Wait, what?
Excuse me.
Oh, because it's, oh, what? How come why is this like this? Yeah, parkways are something that isn't designed to be efficient. It's designed to be pretty. And that goes on all counts, right? The Merritt Parkway and the Taconic Parkway, what they have in common with the Pleasant Valley Parkway and Blackstone Valley Parkway are not anything to really do with their geometry or their purpose or whatever, or their, sort of usage. It has to do with the intention of the designers to make a road that was pretty instead of to make a road, whatever. My dad and I like to tease him about the poor traffic. Does your uncle work for Connecticut Department of Transportation? Do I know him? I've been doing so much Connecticut Department of Transportation stuff at work lately, I swear. It's been, never ending. Okay, hold on. I mean, he wouldn't know me. Right and back wasn't that bad. Still feeling bloated and icky, though. Yeah, there's one serving of Gloria's mac and cheese, like cheeseburger mac and cheese in the fridge. And, well, maybe we can discuss this offline. Maybe, New England's a small place. I'll talk to you about it when we're in Maine together. Alright, replace spline with selected asset. Mew, I'm not sure if you heard the good news. This guy's going to be at the road to Togus. Okay, straighten this out. Straighten spline. This one. Oh, right. We still need to figure out... Oh, right. Oh, double... Like, I put curbs here. That's not what I need. How about a certain intersection in Bridgeport? What about a certain intersection in Bridgeport? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, this. Um, replace spline with selected asset. Yes, okay. And then insert spline point here. Straighten spline. Insert spline point here. There we go. 404 crosswalks not found. Oh, that effing thing. I forget that's in Bridgeport. To me, it's in the middle of effing nowhere, which is exactly where it should be considered to be, because it's in the middle of effing nowhere. Like, that's why it doesn't have any sidewalks. But I don't know why we had to set up pet accommodations for it. It's so bad. I don't like it. Alright, give me this. For the record, Mew is talking about a road that's on the way into the Sikorsky plant. I think it's like that general vicinity, and it's awful. It's terrible. Oh, it's Stratford? Oh, okay. Close enough. It's the road where if you go on it and take too many pictures, they come out and tell you to stop. Don't need to be state secrets and all that. Okay. I'm leveling this out based on the side that's going to be less of a pain to figure out. Okay, we need another spline point here. Insert spline point here. Okay, let's lower this down. Oh, shoot. Okay. We're getting there. We have solidified a parkway problem, which is that naturally, this is going to really suck for anyone who has to drive on it because you can't take a left. You know, we're just going to leave that like that. Actually, yeah, no, yeah. Well, this road is sort of throwing a wrench in my whole plans. Because do I figure this one out? I think I figure this one out. I think this one you can make a U-turn on, and that one you can turn left on. But these two, maybe not. I'm realizing I don't need to do this. I could square off the corners if I wanted to. I could even do, you know, just down this whole thing. I'll sit on my phone, sit on the pot, and watch the stream at the same time. Oh, man. Kaiserin's living in the next century. I like this a lot, though. This looks good. Now what? 9:03. I definitely want to use this episode to the fullest. I'm still a little torn on what to do with this. I think I'm going to let it sit and come back to it another day with a fresh brain on my shoulders. I wish I could say what we're going to do for the next hour is run trains. I wish. Oh, what we do need to do, though, is we need to go over to our 3 spurs that we just built. I'm going to grab the bumper, 3 spurs that we just built, and then... Actually, I want the rusty one. Yeah, let's do the rusty one. What do you mean incompatible spline? Oh, I was trying to place it on the thingy. So this one. Call me Rusty if you dare. That came on Iron Horse and radio earlier today, and it's something that I never really thought about. But this time I finally really listened to it. It's a fun song. I should boot up a sandbox, save a railroader, and run trains. Yeah, no. I still don't have a save a railroader aside from the one we use for the community playdates. And I've been a little bit surprised how we haven't had as much of a hey, I want to play railroader, but I think that just sort of came and went, and it'll probably come back around again. Things come in waves, you know. You get a bunch of community playdates in a row that are Hearts of Iron, and then a bunch that are Merger Mania, and then a bunch that are Railroader. I mean, when Railroads Online came out, we did Railroads Online as a playdate for like 2 months straight, or something crazy like that. I mean, I was crazy once. I miss enjoying that game. I would try to boot it up again. It's just the headache just isn't worth it. the chaos and calamity and everything isn't worth it. Should I put something on this corner, in this corner, instead of grass and trees? Should I put a building here? Because whatever was here would have been here like right at the end of the railroad, right? I mean, hell, I could even make this a little industry with the track coming straight off of here, or maybe even a former industry with the track having come straight off of here, because this was, yeah, popular. A number of people who pushed Raritor were on the trip. Yeah, I mean Casey being one of them, right? But yeah, and we're all impatiently waiting for COS. Gas station, they cram those everywhere. Yeah, that was my first thought too, Kaiser. I was like, oh, put a gas station on this corner. That's a good spot for a gas station. And then I'm thinking about it and going like, well, this spot would have been the end of the branch line before this, right? Before this was added. This turn wasn't original because there wasn't a 4-track main line here when the industry serving branch line was built. This branch line started off over here, for those who don't know. Started off over here, ran this way, goes past all these industries, and came this way across the street, and then went through this area, which it's now buried because they did all sorts of earthworks for this. Put a different gas station right across the street, but it would have continued this way and served all these industries. And here's your runaround for the end of the line, and then maybe an industry right here. Putting a gas station here might be the play, but I'd almost rather it be something that I'd almost rather it be something that was formerly rail served. And gas stations weren't typically rail served at all. I haven't seen any that I can think of. I don't want to rule their existence out, but a rail served gas station would be kind of a lot, right? You usually don't need to supply that much gas. So the only things I could think of if they were rail served is like a big place for either transloading, fuel, oils and gas and stuff like that, or a sort of industrial hub where they would do that. But even then, you're asking a lot. You're saying that that's a lot of demand to need rail cars in. But if I look at, I mean, these are all like gas stations, right? But if I want to look at, whoa, end of the line coaling and water tower. That would be kind of an interesting one, but it's no way long enough to need that. Let's see. I'm looking at, I kind of wanted to, we have the oil tanks elsewhere. But I was thinking maybe a propane dealer, right? Because that could fit into this space. We have the oil tanks over there, right? Also, we have gas building generic. Did I put this over here with this? We need to scenic this more, right? And I think this is probably going to go there. But otherwise, it's consumer gas stations, and that's not what we need. Propane maybe a little coal trestle would be good. I had a coal trestle over here at one point, and then I replaced it with the coal-fired power plant, which I think is an upgrade. But a little coal distributor is probably not a bad shout for somewhere. I'm checking to see if, because I typed in gas and no, oh wow, okay. No, I went back to the bottom, didn't I? Yeah, I went back to, I looped around. But I probably want to put the gas station on this side. I just don't know what to put here, except for, unless it was, maybe like a former team track or something like that. But even then, it would be really small, you know. And honestly, if anything, like what was here, um, what was here would have been abandoned because getting this to be served like this would have been a real pain in the neck. Um, I went back to the top again. I thought I saw a really beat up building of some description. Gasworks close. Um, yeah. So this. We've used this building a couple of places, but never so centrally. Um, in fact, I think I might even rotate it this way. But no, here's the other thing. No, no, we can't have anything here. Because, because anything that, bear with me, right? If we wanted to have something here, it would, it would be incredibly lucky that whatever building was here managed to dodge both the construction of the 4-track main line and this turn. And the turn is not built awkwardly. Like, if you were to have it be a broken back curve where it comes here and then straightens out and then curves again, which we could still do, and honestly might look even better than this. But it makes more sense to me if whatever was here was demolished. And then, maybe you have the remains of something that would be sort of half buried. What the heck is that? Small gas station would be a later development. Yeah, no, and that's not a bad shout, right? Even then, wedging it in there that's tight. That's a tight spot, even for a gas station. Oh, you know what? We can do what we did before. Hold on. I need to run over to Lionhead again for a second. I know what we're gonna put here, or I know what we will have put here, right? Will have had here. Low stone wall. Give me that. No, it's not going to be a roundhouse or turntable. Nothing that exciting. There's nothing down here that would have demanded its own engine house. All of this would have been comfortably run from the yard here. Even if it takes a little bit to get to, it's not far enough away that it's going to matter. But what I'm thinking of is putting in a foundation of a building, or part of a foundation of a building, that was otherwise completely, destroyed by this main line. Like, there was a larger building here, and now there's not. So, put that there, put this here. I want to straighten that out. I want this to look like a rectangle, even if it functionally is not a rectangle. And then I want to lower it into the ground. And I know I caution about getting too carried away with abandoned stuff on railroads. That's something that I've said more times, than I can count. But in this case, I don't think this space is going to be useful to much of anything. What happened to those PAs and PBs you were telling me about a few streams ago? Did they ever get new coders? I don't think so. I honestly don't know what happened to them. I haven't seen them in a very long time. The Providence Northern PA PB set. It's probably kicking around somewhere, but I could not tell you where. It's likely that it's in the club building, but there's a very non-zero chance that somebody took it home to work on, and that was the end of it and never came back. So I don't think they ever got new decoders, the runaway PA or the runaway B unit, because I don't think we ever allocated the funds for it. Recently, we did allocate the funds for new decoders for things, but it was for locomotives that actually get used during operating sessions. Welcome back, Brian. And not that poor PAPB set. Because we seldom even run a passenger train on an operating session anymore. Over the course of my membership at the PN, the op sessions have gotten simpler and simpler. And I think it's just a function of the general age of the club members getting older and older, and it being less of a headache to sort of present them with very simple instructions. Uh, two loco, two motives. Yeah. Alright, so we got this corner in. We'll maybe put some things over there. But yeah, too much going on in this corner for me to justify the continued existence of much of anything. Especially not something that had existed before, and afterward, the railroad probably owns that parcel, and they're not giving it up. Alright, let's do this. Okay. And then I can fill this in here. Again, this is just continuing connecting these things. I need to find a job in Rhode Island so I can just join the PN already. Yes, and then you'll be one of us, one of us. It's too hot. It's too hot in Oklahoma. You should come to Rhode Island. It's pretty damn hot here too, though. I feel like you'll be just as miserable, actually. But at least you can go to the beach. It's tough to go to the beach in Oklahoma. What did I want? I wanted this. The dirt and leaves. Alright, Brian. It's getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. Okay. No. No New Haven. Okay. Let's do this. Alright, let's do this. I mean, honestly, don't everyone get excited and start moving to Rhode Island because, in a few years, we're just going to go make the main compound anyway. God did not save the New Haven. In fact, God used the New Haven as a form of punishment to destroy the Penn Central. Although, honestly, a McGinnis, like, what's the jacket called for, like, high schools? You know what I'm talking about. That would go hard. Varsity jacket. Thank you, Mew. Okay. A Letterman jacket is also an appropriate answer, not the one I was thinking of, though. Alright, let's just fill this in with this. This isn't like my go-to ground David Letterman, thanks. My go-to ground cover now. Actually, I'm gonna do some, like, better gravel along that edge there. We're gonna use the gravel that I don't like. Okay. Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. Yeah, we're gonna make Letterman jackets, varsity jackets of the New Haven. I really like this grass, the cliff grass. I've never noticed it before, I don't think, and I really, really do like it. Soon may the Letterman come, yeah, to bring us corruption and embezzlement. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah. And if some of this is pretty grassed over, it's not a big deal. It is a branch line. It's this little industrial branch that assuredly gets no love from the track department. Alright, there we go. And then we're probably going to park some semis and trucks and stuff in this yard. What's that blue thing you add at the end of the spurs? Excellent question, Kaiserin. This is a piece of invisible track. This is just the invisible track that I like. And the reason that I put it there is because the AI will drive pretty close up to a red signal, but it will drive not so close up to the end of track. So if I give them this tail track, then if I'm having them push cars all the way to the end of the track, they won't get spooked by the end of track, by the physical end of track, and they'll push them all the way up to the buffer, or at least a lot closer to it. The other reason is if a player or if the AI is sort of not paying attention and pushes things past the buffer, you still have a couple of car lengths where you're not going to derail the cars. It would look really stupid, but it wouldn't ruin the session because, there's no way to re-rail derailed cars. So that's why I do that on all the spurs. I also have used it for a couple of like cheekier things, like sending stuff through backdrops. Like I was tempted to add, I am tempted to add an invisible track connection from here to here, so that if you wanted to run the whole branch line from the one end like it would have been run back in the day, then you can do that. Um, just for messing around purposes. And I was gonna actually do that with I did that partially with the Bristol cutoff as well that we showed off earlier in the episode. Let's finish this. I'm thinking I'm just going to leave this as mowed grass, believe it or not, like lawn grass, because for whatever reason I'm looking at this and I'm thinking about, well, I'll probably put some dirt around the stack there, but I'm looking at this and thinking about, oh shoot, there are loading doors back here. Oh man, I'm thinking about certain museum complexes where, you know, whatever. I don't remember if I established if these were going to be separate industries or not. Um, and, alright, well now I need to change what I was about to do. What about platform? There should be a wooden loading platform of some description that I can just take. No. I'm slouching, aren't I? Oh, that's interesting. Platform ends. Lots of stairs. Just tons of stairs. Stairs for days. Platform trolley. Oh, there it is. T-side platform freight. But I just want to do this. You know, the fact that this doesn't go all the way to the end is bugging me a lot. What about that 50-foot platform that was down here? Nope, not that. Oh, wait. Idea. Brain blast. If I just stick this all the way in here... How do you feel like if I had it at the wedding in the General Lee if I had one? Don't show up to the wedding in the General Lee. Way down south in the land of traders. And listen, Dukes of Hazzard, and specifically Daisy Duke, was very formative in my younger years, but I think I'm past that part of my life. Okay. Let's do this. Then, just to get vehicles over here. Honestly, I don't even know if that's true. I did like the Dukes of Hazzard movie growing up, but for whatever reason, Daisy Duke did not leave that much of an impression on me. Like, that's not my type now. So it didn't, You know what? You know what is my type? Like the Marissa Tomei type, like the mouthy type, the type that will, go off on you when you deserve it. The My Cousin Vinny, Mona Lisa Vito type. Sometimes Gloria and I just yell at each other. Not like intelligibly, not like having an argument yell at each other, just like, ah, like that kind of yell at each other. Yeah, they just yell back. Uh, that's my type. They've got a pulse and they are breathing. What? Uh-oh, now I'm in trouble.
Your type.
No one's asking me my type. I made a joke about Daisy Duke. Yeah? Yeah, that's your response? What does that mean?
I'm your type.
Yeah, I know! God. Let me see your war face! What if General Lee but McGinnis? That's all kinds of cursed. Pat, stop.
What?
General Lee but in the New Haven paint scheme.
New Haven?
Yeah. But not the spooky paint scheme. The McGinnis paint scheme. Hi BB. Thank you. Oh man, I'm so like sweaty and gross. That air conditioner barely keeps the porch livable. Okay, I'm going to throw in.
I am chaos tonight, says Pat.
Oh god. Yeah. You're earning it, bud. Let's see. I want some crossing boards. Where did I leave crossing boards? Here we go. My physical pick list. The McGinnis flag of the... No, you know what we need? We need a New Jersey Transit one with the NJT flag on the roof. NJT Pride. It's June. You can celebrate your New Jersey Transit Pride. Oh, shoot. I don't like that. Hold on. Maybe... hold on. We're not going to do this then. What we're going to do is we're going to do what we did over here. We're going to grab the road. What's a good turntable asset? Ooh, that's a good question. Depends on what you're looking for. I have a bunch hanging around. Don't curse a gorgeous car. It's not, listen. It's a gorgeous car in theory, but it has the Confederate flag on the roof. NJT with a dark blue livery, disco stripes. Okay, yeah. I'm anti-New Jersey as much as the next guy, but the NJT, like, pride flag thing is very funny to me. Medium turntable. Okay. There's the one that I threw down up in... Okay, so we have this one here, which this is pretty medium. It's a very old-style turntable. The 90-foot Armstrong turntable. 90 feet is a, it's a medium-sized turntable. We also have, if we go over here, there's the SP1. Yes, the car is named after a Confederate general. I acknowledge that. This one, it has the roundhouse attached. That's the Western Pacific one. I think I have an SP1. That might be a 120-footer. I have a bunch of narrow gauge ones. That's not helpful. There's a Santa Fe one. Holy cow. That's pretty cool. The roundhouse is big. The turntable's not overly long. And it's got a cool turntable bridge on it. SAP T-side turntable. This one, this is a really old school one. I'm using it somewhere. Oh, I'm using it in Olive, the SAP T-side turntable. There's also an abandoned version, apparently. When you can have kit, yes. So, oh yeah, here's the SP 120-footer. That's probably, that's on the big side. T-side turntable AUS2. These are old ones. Like real old. Well, this one is a little bit revamped, but the model of the building is very old. Same thing. But these T-side turntables, those are some pretty classic ones. There's the Armstrong ones, turntable Armstrong. There's this one, which is small, and I think it might be broad gauge. I don't know. This might be a VR one. No, it's there. Okay. 120-foot turntable. That one's pretty classic. This is the slightly broad gauge one. 65-footer. That's kind of small. I think that might also be broad gauge. And then, yeah. Go back to the abandoned one. Hold on. It's the abandoned one that was... Oh, there's this one, too. This one's... This one's not that big, and you've got more connections than you can know what to do with. Turntable pit empty. Alright. Slap together tank after a Confederate. No, they... I think that... I'm not sure if that was the same Lee. SAP turntable abandoned. This one is pretty neat, honestly. This is a very detailed model. Especially with the graffiti on everything. It's just completely unusable. Oh, so the M3 Lee is kind of cool. Was it named for... Hold on. Oh, it was. I thought it was a different Lee. But that's what they did. So yeah, this. I like the M3 Lee. I had a lot of fun with it in War Thunder. I said I was going to use this for something. I don't know what, though. It's a nice model. Give it that. We still need to build a freight yard over here. No, that was the one with 2 guns. That was the tall one with 2 guns, yeah. It was a cool tank. It was innovative. I love seeing all my markings on the road for, or my markings on the ground for roads and things. I'm not sure what to do with the last 30 minutes here. I feel like I've reached a point where I can just like breathe easy, right? I just don't know what to do next. I could see if I could find a spot for what Gloria was talking about, with that kind of little development. And honestly, down here at the end would be a great spot for it. I just need to find some good duplex houses. Or quadplex, I guess. Oh shoot, where did these come from? Well, that's kind of neat. We've got these guys that we can use past the end. Oh shoot, and that almost looks like a graphical glitch. Yeah, okay. Oh, you can get a block of 8. Oh, snap. Well, that's cool. That's very cool. I wanted to put a third one over here, because I feel like it would be, you know, good. We can do these. Now, this is not what I wanted to put over here, but this is what we're putting over here. We've got this, and we'll have, like, a big open area here. Get turned into tractors. Hi, Venkman. I could put them in here, though. If I wanted to have duplex store. Well, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's a very small store. I could stick this somewhere. Like right here on the corner. General store sort of vibes. Can I get some other duplex? I mean, these are all the different kinds of duplex houses, which is kind of crazy. But that's not a lot. What about like a townhouse, maybe? Need to finish watching Lincoln. Lincoln's a long movie, isn't it? Like, really long. Gloria chimed in from the other room to say that it's like 3 hours. Thanks, babe. The BT tanks are way too much fun. The BT-5 and BT-7 are a blast. The RBT-5 Kevon has, that's the one with the rockets on it. That one's just straight up ridiculous. We'll try something British down here. Oh, snap. I've seen stuff like this in New England. Like, I mean, it is New England, right? But then we can maybe just have a bank of garages back here and then have some more open lawns. I don't know. I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see how this ends up looking when we have it all squared away and we're running trains through it. I'm not totally confident, especially the goofy long yards. Um, but you know, it is what it is. It's not perfect. Then you get into here in this area, I'm much happier with. You know, um, and honestly, part of me wants to go ahead and throw down some like crossing boards here. Um, as if you'd be able to cross over to this track and board. Actually, can we do that? Let me take a look at something. I have an idea of how we might do that. It's gonna look kind of dumb, but what if I grab the wharf spline? Oh, that's way too wide. Oh no. What if I grab the wharf spline and turn it 90 degrees? And then lay it down. Oh, that doesn't work either because the tracks are on a slant. Wait, we'll have to change that when we make it an industry. I don't like this. I don't like how this is shaping up right now. Well, if I raise it... then it's not as big of a deal. I just kind of wish I didn't have to do it like this. I might reconsider because this looks bad. It does. It genuinely looks bad. And we're going to have to fix it later when we go to add the industry for the actual passenger station. Which, I probably should have done that earlier because it's going to be tough getting it to cooperate when this thing is on a slope. Daniel Day-Lewis is Lincoln. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that for now. But I'm going to keep the idea in the back of my mind. Well, honestly, it doesn't look great, but even then, it doesn't look terrible. It's just a low-res texture. So if I add one more before the switch, that'll kind of be that, right? I love how we always talk about movies on this show. I'm not even much of a movie watcher. I just like movies. I like talking about media, and the thing is, you're much more likely in a group of a bunch of people to find people that have watched the same movies as you than you are to find people that have watched the same TV shows as you. Like, a TV show is a commitment of sometimes many days of watching something. A movie is like, yeah, sit down for a couple hours. Even if it's not a good movie, you're out of it. Like, you're done. Like, the torture doesn't last that long. I've watched plenty of movies that I did not really enjoy, but were fine if they kept me entertained for the couple of hours that I was there to watch them. Do it for a larger station, maybe. Yeah. I just want the idea that maybe once upon a time you could have boarded people at this platform. Now, the thing is, you wouldn't. And in fact, this station is not going to be used for anything. Although, you know, maybe you have the one a day train. Yes, Stargate. I love Stargate. You have the one a day train that winds its way through here because whatever, it was the kind of thing that was mandated. But even then, in order to do that, you'd have to run wrong side from Pan Am, which is a real pain in the neck. Um, if you can even do that. Railroad Museum? Yeah, no, I don't. In there, no, but we might be able to squeeze one somewhere else. Um, if you come in here, if you're on the local track, right? Because obviously it would be a local train, it would not be an express. Stop at Pan Am Depot on this side, and then what? You can't really get over. You can get over to this track, and that's it. There's no way to get over to that track. Um, so if you were to have a local train that went that way, you would need it to run wrong side from effing Olive. Uh, and like, yeah, you could throw in some crossovers here, but why would you do all that work? Maybe what we're missing is a handful of more crossovers in Olive, a handful of more crossovers in Pan Am that would allow you to do that. But either way, you're running like straight through a major rail yard. No, I don't think this is feasible. It's fun to think about having a passenger service that did this, but in reality, the passenger service is going to start over here. You're going to have a train that maybe, maybe lives in the layover facility here, and comes out, loads passengers here, and then goes this way. Over the embankment, across this area, takes a right, stops here at this station. That'd be the only train that stops here at the station, and then goes out. See you, Brian. And then goes out that way. And if I want to grab the map really quick, hold on. Where's my maps? Pictures, maps, Tolbrand map, Tolbrand superimposed.pdn. Maybe it used to run the passenger service like that, and now it's a much more same operation, but the wood platform remains. Well, yeah, I would think that this wood platform is not here anymore, or not here anymore, not used anymore. It's the kind of thing where if you are, Godspeed, Orion. Hopefully you can get your internet figured out. Let me share screen again. Screen. Pew. These towns are not really worth it. No offense to these towns, but they're not really worth it. There is no reason for them to have a direct train to Jefferson up there. There just isn't. There wouldn't be enough volume of people heading in that direction. You would go to Bellington and you'd transfer, and this train would run to Randall, Mansfield, and Douglas. Maybe it'd run to Douglas. Maybe it would terminate in Mansfield because Douglas never had like effective passenger service station, whatever. Mansfield, you probably have what's left of a two-track station, similar to this one. But there is no reason to use this track. There would never have been a reason to use that track. Although I could maybe imagine... there's no reason to use that track. Well, okay. If you wanted to have some sort of rail bus-like service, an RDC or a rail bus or a doodle bug or a really small local train that went from South Bellington up the Mountain Division to Appleton, or maybe even on to here as sort of a connecting service. That would be interesting to see, but at the same time, that would probably just run out of the main station. One, because that's operationally less of a headache. You've got the passenger facilities here. But also because this track is owned by different people to this track. This is the Mansfield Branch Railroad. This is the Gilson Eastern. And the Gilson Eastern is not going to say, yeah, Mansfield Branch Railroad, you should run the train up to there. And there's definitely no reason to run a train from here down and out this way. It'd be a neat connection to have, but there's no reason to do it. So, the conclusion of my thesis is that I am lightheaded. The conclusion of my thesis is that we're not going to be using this platform for anything. Like maybe in a very, very, very rare occasion where they need to sort of, they need to run a friggin' whatever. Maybe they do run a rail bus or an RDC from here in the midday and they have the train for morning and evening peak. That would be the only reason I could fathom using this other platform. But even then, why would you do that? Why not just put it here? Um, the only reason they would use that is because they're storing their equipment in their own yard down here, which doesn't really have passenger facilities anyway. So, what wacky and wonderful non-rail car RDC rail cars are on the DLS? Ideally, non-doodlebugs. I wonder if there's a McKean car on the DLS. That'd be a fun one. Um, maybe I could throw in another spur here where they would keep a set of passenger cars or a something that is passenger related. Because otherwise there's not really a lot of room here and it would probably just sit in the freight yard taking up space. And that's no fun. You don't want to have to deal with that. On the other hand, no. A Mac rail is what came to mind too. Yeah, that'd be a fun one. Maybe they have one of those British things. Rail motor. Anyway, I think we're just about wrapped up here. We can talk about the pastoral logistics of Tolbrin in the future. And importantly, I think that if we do want to have a passenger service that is dedicated, run by the Mansfield Branch Railroad, we want to add another siding over here to keep it. And we might even want to have a three-way switch here, which would be kind of obnoxious, but it's a thought. I could also put it off of here or put it off of here. There are some options. I've just already seen this area. I don't really want to go back on it. This yard, I'm not sure even if it's going to be adequate because it's pretty damn short. So, and everything else faces the other way. I mean, these two tracks, they stub end this way. The coal yard all stub ends this way. The food yard all stub ends this way. Even these tracks. No, these tracks would work. But why would you park it over here? It's one of those things. Maybe they would actually keep them somewhere else. Maybe they would keep it over here. Maybe there's a 3-track yard over here for passenger equipment or something, away from their main yard. But man, that would be a dumb headache for operations. I would just imagine they take space over here. If they take a track for their own purposes, that's not absurd. We definitely have enough space for the layover facility as it is. So, anyway. We still have a lot to do over here. I keep looking at it and thinking about how much we have to do in this area. And we're doing South Bellington first, which I think is good because we're going to go in this direction next, almost certainly. So getting this done first is probably the prudent thing to do, and then leaving a bit of a cliffhanger over here is okay because we're not done with that direction yet. It's just going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a long time before we get anywhere else. It's going to be a long time before we can wrap this up and abolish the AI and throw in the iPortals where they belong and figure out what else we can do. But, for now, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next week. This is the Admiral, signing off with the wrong hand.